Knuckles TV series has united the entire world. I traced and followed some of the best Knuckles fans on the internet to find out their reactions on the new TV series by the same name. It's safe to say Knuckles is everyone's cup of tea. Let's start off with some of the top Redditors, and let's have a look at what they had to say. Comic_book_reader dropped his thoughts, quote unquote. The new live-action series will follow Knuckles, Idris Elba, on a hilarious and action-packed journey of self-discovery as he agrees to train Wade, Adam Pally, as his protege and teach him the ways of the echidna warrior. The series takes place between the films Sonic the Hedgehog 2 and Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Stream Knuckles April 26th, exclusively on Paramount Plus in the US and Canada. The series will stream on April 27th in all additional Paramount Plus territories, and in Japan later in the year. Other went on to get excited and bragged how they played Sonic games on their archaic consoles 20 years ago, only for a TV series to drop in 2024 depicted an actualized wish and a dream come true. Googly Eyes 93 remarked, quote unquote, "In no way could child me playing Sonic 3 on my shitty second-hand Genesis see this being made almost 20 years later. In no way would child me think that this would actually be one of my most hyped series of the year. Of all the games that could thrive in live action, Sonic was nowhere near the top. So glad it proved otherwise." This hat right here also left a comment, "They're kids' movies, but surprisingly well made, and all of the A-list actors actually give it their all." Which is honestly more than you can expect from these series a lot of the time. I think they needed to commit to the franchise with the roaring success the first movie had after their big design pivot. Probably cost the studio a ton of money on overtime and merch they had to scrap, not to mention delaying the original movie. They started to recoup the money and realized how rabid the Sonic fanbase is when they get anything better than a 4/10ths project. The announcement of a Knuckles series generated excitements from across the world never seen before or for a long time since the release of Moana, which was also announced today. The year ahead looks exciting, and going to leave this here also thinks so too, and even went ahead to ask for Shadow Series 2. He noted, quote unquote, "Enjoy spin-offs over sequels. Builds the world further and allows for main characters to become support characters and support characters to become main characters. Will def be watching. Give me a Shadow series after 3 if possible, crossed fingers." The release of Knuckles has no doubt elicited childhood memories, as CO_Chingui said, quote unquote, "Knuckles was my favorite as a kid and he's my favorite now. I wanted 2 things in life. A Knuckles the Echidna plush doll. Knuckles on TV, in a movie. I got number 1 at the LA County Fair when I won a game that had Sonic and Knuckles dolls as prizes. Cost me around $20 but worth it. And now we have the best version of the second. I freaking loved Knuckles in Sonic 2 and this looks awesome. Knuckles forever." He summarized. Jumping over to X, Elon Musk's platform, I was eager to see what there had to say. In such a beautiful moment when we get one trailer from Paramount uniting the entire world, old and young. It becomes such a beautiful moment. So on X, discussing film posted the trailer and we traced what their followers had to say. Comrade plus Commander at KMNDR_ wrote, quote, "Never forget. When studios listen, good things can happen to franchises. Give the creative powers inside these properties room to cook and they will." End of quote. Some of the fans now believe everything about the series is pure genius, with L Boogie at Lenel_Louis noting, quote, "Using crime mobs, knuck if you buck, for this is beyond genius." He said, and on a technical point of view, WavDeku at .wavdeku_ made a prolific suggestion. "We all love the Sonic redesign, but I hope it gets retooled at some point. It works because he is a kid RN, but I hope they age him up some and let his hair grow some, so he look more akin to these designs. Maybe make the movies a little more serious, especially this third one with Shadow." And finally, the icing on the cake, when at Sonic Movie announced the series. On X, the comments section went berserk, quote, "He just hits different. Hashtag Knuckles, a 6-episode streaming event, comes to hashtag Paramount Plus April 26th. End of quote. Taco at TacoCat410 pointed out, "I didn't ask for this, but now that it's real I really want it." Brian Tully at ShyBraGuy13 was flabbergasted, quote, "It occurs to me that this year we're literally getting Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Last but not least, we would go on and on to read your excitement here, but we have to sum me up unfortunately. As we come to end it, Jamie_stage had more questions than answers, quote unquote. Looks amazing, excited to see it when it does come. But first I would like to ask, who's this? Though Knuckles was the last echidna, and suddenly we have another one working in a bowling alley. Are there any hints you can give us? He went ahead to note why the storyline confusion. I had a thought about how that's Knuckles having a nightmare or something about what his future may be, but the name tag shows that it isn't him, so I'm pretty sure it's another echidna, alive or an hallucination. We'll just have to wait and see, but you never know. By any chance, if you believe you know the plot, better care to elaborate in the comment section so that no one gets left behind, however Sharky. At Ryan Thomas 1 quickly pointed out who it was. Quote, he is the chief of the echidna tribe, Takal's father, and he is from Sonic Adventure 1. End of quote. Still not sure if it is really Takal's father or you believe it is really someone else. Your comment will truly be appreciated. In summary, here is a brief review of Paramount's Knuckles 6-part series from OKTV today. The initial trailer for Paramount Plus and Knuckles spin-off series of the Sonic the Hedgehog movies was shown on Thursday morning by the streaming service. In Knuckles, Idris Elba makes a comeback as the name brand grumpy echidna, who originally appeared as Sonic's enemy before becoming a buddy in his subsequent Hedgehog game. The initial glimpse, dubbed the latest in the cinematic world of Sonic the Hedgehog, also reveals that the complete 6-episode series will have its simultaneous premiere on Paramount Plus in North America on April 26th. On April 27th, other regions will be added, and at the end this year, Japan will be released. Besides giving fans a closer look at Knuckles, Paramount Pictures and Sega of America have scheduled a TV advertisement to appear during Super Bowl 58 on Sunday. Also scheduled to arrive, surprisingly, on Nickelodeon's dedicated live coverage of football's greatest evening is the character Knuckles. Knuckles is set in between Sonic the Hedgehog 2 and Sonic the Hedgehog 3, which is set to premiere in cinemas on December 20th and is directed by Jeff Fowler, who is returning to the franchise. In the Paramount Plus series, Adam Pally, who starred in the Hedgehog series, reprises his role as Wade Whipple, whom Knuckles trains in The Ways of the Echidna Warrior, in addition to Elba's vocal reprise. The Knuckles pilot is directed by Fowler, while the next episodes are led by Ged Wright, Brandon Trost, Jorma Taccone, and Carol Banker. Executive producers Neil H. Moritz, Toby Asher, John Whittington, Toru Nakahara, and Fowler are joined by Elba. Showrunner Toby Asher and creator John Whittington are behind the Knuckles series.
Without his little eater.
What's your latest power?
Planet. I am.
Today is gonna be a
To rescue it.